Just when you thought you've heard it all, you hear something else about what's going on in this crazy world, and it just blows your mind. Let me know where you're tuning in from, city, state. Let me know what's going on where you're from. And if you are tuning in from outside the country, I hope you're watching this and maybe you're shaking your head, but hopefully you're praying for everyone in this country. So let me know where you are tuning in from. Country, region, province. So, Chicago. Most people in the country know about Chicago. All right, if you're from Chicago, let me know. Let me know. If you're from Illinois, let me know. And we're gonna get to, guilt by geography or habitation in a second. But so the mayor of Chicago, a woman named Lori Lightfoot, recently had the police enforce an order that has been on the books but hasn't been enforced, and that is the violation of demonstrations and the violation of protests. Obviously in Chicago this has not been enforced. As a reminder, Chicago is where just a few days ago looters rented U-Haul moving trucks, pulled them up in front of stores, broke into those stores, emptied those stores out of their goods and merchandise into the U-Haul moving trucks. When asked about this incident, a local Chicago Black Lives Matter movement leader, or how she identified herself as local leader, stated that this looting was reparations for crimes against people of color for decades past. But now, in a stunning twist, when protesters, this is the best part, when protesters and demonstrators moved into the neighborhood of where Mayor Lightfoot lives and moved into the area in the vicinity of her home, she ordered the police to do something she has not ordered the police to do at all as of yet. She ordered the police to break up the protest, arrest anyone who was not listening to the police, and to get all the demonstrators and all the protesters away from her home and out of her neighborhood. And she said, arrest them and use whatever police force, police powers you need. Get them out of here. So, you have a mayor now, and now this goes back to a talk I did a few days ago, where the city of Austin, Texas, the city council voted to defund the police, and they listed all these different departments that they were going to defund. However, the city council did not want to defund and take away the police protection unit for the city council members. And now we have here in the city of Chicago the mayor who has been letting looting and violence. The city is literally burning, police cars burning. It looks like a war zone there, and the photos are all online. And she's been telling the police to kind of be hands off. Now, when it moves to her neighborhood in front of her home and they come to her home, now her tune has 100% changed. She's done a complete 180, and now she's saying that she and her family, she has a wife, and I believe they have a child or maybe children. She said her wife and her family have the right to live in peace and not be bothered by these demonstrators and protesters. She said she's received threats She has received violent messages, and she is not going to stand for this going on in front of her house, in her neighborhood. She even said, my family doesn't deserve this, and my neighbors don't deserve this. So she even was saying that she cares about her neighbors, right? Her neighbors. What about all the people in Chicago that are getting their stores burned down to the ground, their stores looted, people getting beaten, people being pulled out of their cars for trying to drive around protester-made barricades and beaten? What about those people? Don't they have a right to peace? So the police are to let it go and not enforce the anti-demonstration and anti-protest orders for everyone else. But when it comes to your home and your neighborhood, Mayor Lightfoot, then you want the police there and you want them removing everyone. She even ordered peaceful protesters to be removed. And if they did not, the peaceful protesters who were not being violent, not threatening anything, she even ordered them be removed. And she said if they don't go willingly, place them under arrest. How in the world can you justify that action when your city is burning to the ground? Number one for murder in the country. Black people losing their lives, black children losing their lives every week, every weekend to violence. And now you have these protests, and people are losing their lives during these protests. And you've been hands off. And now all of a sudden, when it comes to your neighborhood and your home, you turn into the authoritarian and you're like, get them out of here. Get them away from my home. Get them out of my neighborhood. Ordering the police to lock them up, even lock up the peaceful protesters. If this is not the epitome of hypocrisy, I don't know what is. This mayor should be ashamed of herself and her actions leading up to now, and her actions for forcing the police to lock up peaceful protesters that happen to be in front of her house. Because no, it's all okay. Violence, burning, looting, it's all okay until it comes to my house, until it comes to my neighborhood. Now you guys have come too close. Now I want the cops. First it was cops are being bad against these protesters and these demonstrators. Back off, back off. But now it's in your neighborhood. Do you think the people of Chicago and the people of the United States of America don't see the hypocrisy in that? And she even followed her statement by saying, I don't care what anyone else thinks. I don't care about what people will say. I don't care about what people will speak about my actions and my decision. So she said this in a follow-up to her actions because she knew she was being a hypocrite. She knew that people would talk. She knew that people would say, wait a second, when the protesters were in my neighborhood as a resident of the city of Chicago, and they were burning my store and looting from my store, you are okay with the police doing nothing. But when the protesters came to your neighborhood, to your home, you are demanding that the police lock up innocent, peaceful protesters? You're saying your family doesn't deserve that? Your neighbors don't deserve that? Defund the police? Defund the police, but don't ever take the police away from me when I need to call them as mayor. Tie their hands. Threaten them. for harming and doing their job. Police officers getting shot on a daily basis, shot at. People of color being murdered in cold blood, execution style, in the middle of the alleys and streets in Chicago. And there is no talk about what's going on. And she has been like, nothing to see here. We're just dealing with some stuff. But when it comes to your home, now it's a problem. Every person, I don't know how there's not like a mutiny in Chicago right now to get her out of office. How the people of Chicago, after this most recent action by their mayor, is not literally, well, I guess they tried. I was going to say literally on her front lawn with pitchforks and torches, demanding her resignation. You are allowing the people of your jurisdiction to suffer. Yet when it comes to your own home and your own family, you're demanding protection from the police and ordering arrests. Not when anyone else. People from the city of Chicago have been pleading with you for help. People in some of these neighborhoods have been pleading for more police presence. Black people, white people. And you have not been even listening. But now, danger comes to your doorstep. Your family. And now, you're executing your mayor powers and ordering the police chief and the police to stand guard in front of your house. Everywhere else, it was police stand down. In front of your home, it is police stand guard and lock up anyone that comes near here. There will be no peaceful protests in front of my home. You want to protest and you want to demonstrate and you want to loot and burn police cars over there? That's okay. But not in front of my home. Now you're not coming to my home and doing that. If I lived in Chicago right now, my blood would be boiling. And I don't know how anyone in that city is standing for this. I'm not talking about political parties. Because I don't care what political party you belong to. This level of hypocrisy cannot be tolerated by any human being. We're all human beings. Some of us have darker skin, some of us have lighter skin. But we're all human beings, and we're all, first and foremost, in this situation, we're all Americans. And every American living in that city right now should be furious that their leader has pulled a stunt like this. And their leader has essentially said, your safety and your lives of your family and your homes and your stores and your business and your livelihood, your life's work, is not important. And the police should stand down. But when it comes to my home and my family in my neighborhood, the police are to lock everyone up. Peaceful or not. Because they will not disrupt my safety and my sanctity in my home. That's embarrassing. And like I said, political party aside, I don't care if she's Republican, Democrat, Independent, doesn't matter. You don't treat other human beings like that. You do not abuse your power like that. You treat the people that voted you into office with dignity and respect. And you give them the protection they deserve. You don't take it away from them, but give it to yourself. That is un-American, and that is unacceptable. And every person in that city, I don't care if you're black, you're white, you're Republican, you're Democrat, Black Lives Matter, MAGA hat wearing, I don't care. Everyone in that city should be mad as hell right now. Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter. Guess what? Mayor Lightfoot just said, nobody's lives matter except my life and my wife and my kids' lives. Those are the only lives that matter. Your lives out there, they don't really matter, and police stand down. But when it comes to my life, in my neighborhood, in my home, my family, those lives matter. I want the police here 24/7 around the clock. I want you locking up anyone that comes near my neighborhood. Sounds fair, right? Sounds just, right? Sounds okay, right? People need to wake up. These people need to wake up. Put color aside. Put political party aside. Put all that BS aside. And ask yourself, am I being treated with dignity or am I being lied to? Is the leadership looking out for my best welfare and protection? Or are they only out for themselves? Put politics aside for a minute. Put your anger aside for a minute. Put your views aside. Biden, Trump, put all that BS aside and ask yourself, I got a person here who's leading this city that I live in, that I pay taxes in, who's putting her own personal safety above mine. How does that make you feel? Think about that. The city is burning to the ground. Cops being shot, residents being shot, killed, murdered, executed in the street, children being shot and killed. And this woman is saying, I want the police at my house 24/7, arrest anyone that comes near my house. Oh, and by the way, wear your mask. Wear your mask. Most importantly, wear your mask and stay 6 feet apart.